Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's Ritestream AMA. I'm Kenny, your social media and community manager. And I have the pleasure today to welcome Jamie, the CPO, and Claire, the CMO of Ritestream.
Pleasure's all mine. Pleasure's all mine, Kenny. Yeah, good, thanks. How are you?
Doing very well. Absolutely lovely day today, so I certainly can't complain. What have you guys been up to? Have you guys been watching anything interesting this week, or?
Claire, you usually have better answers than I do on these things.
Indian matchmaking on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Amazing. So, have you been watching that? It's like hilarious. It's so funny. Season 2 just came out.
No, I
so
haven't.
Indian matchmaking. This is the complete opposite. I've been watching. I just killed my dad or something. You know, it was like the documentary about the kid in America. So Indian matchmaking, which is like a dating show, and they're like a crime documentary.
And what beverages are we having during this? So we got teas here. What about you guys in the chat?
Water,
tea?
Right. Yeah, tea is very British. I don't know. Jamie had a McDonald's actually.
I did have a McDonald's. I got rid of that, and now you're kind of shaming me for having one. So I've got a peppermint tea to make me feel better.
Never shaming with
You'll need that peppermint tea after McDonald's, my friend. Trust me, you'll need that.
I know.
Clear the system out. Rightio.
So, wait, what have you been watching?
Oh yeah, I didn't even say.
Nice.
I tell you what, I went on like a bit of a Disney binge, which I don't think was a good idea. So there was the Obi-Wan series, which I don't know if everyone can agree with me, didn't enjoy it whatsoever, terrible. And then the latest, because I'm a big fan of like aliens, anything sci-fi. So the latest kind of Predator movie, Prey, which actually is not too bad.
It's a good audience score on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I think if you've got a good audience score on Rotten Tomatoes and a good professional score on Rotten Tomatoes, I think you've got a relatively good movie, clearly, because sometimes you do get the disparity between the two. Yeah, it's not bad. Better than I thought.
Nice.
I've just finished the final season part 2 of Attack on Titan. It's an anime and it's amazing.
Yeah, I know it.
It's so good. So I'm on that final season part 2, and I'm looking forward for part 3 of that final season. I think it's going to be 2023, maybe early. I think they're going to coincide it with the anniversary of it. But yeah, very, very, very hyped for that.
Someone in the comments is watching Prey.
Oh, Prey was good. Loved that scene in the fog. No spoilers, Harrison. I haven't seen it yet. On my watch list. So,
yeah, don't bother now.
Yeah. And TV here, anime. Yeah, anime is a big is a big genre that I
used to love anime when I was like 17, like Naruto and
Naruto
and stuff. Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, I think everyone in my year, everyone was crazy for Dragon Ball Z, and believe it or not,
Dragon Ball Z.
I haven't seen it, and everyone shames me for it. But I will say this: it's probably got one of the most kick-ass intros that ever existed. Like that.
Yeah,
metal,
remember the theme tune? Yeah, so cool.
It's really, really great.
Yeah.
So cool. All right. So now we're up to date on what to watch and what we've been watching.
All right, cool. Right. See you later. See you next week.
A lot of dreams there.
Yeah. So we basically collected questions from the community about the newly released Ritestream app. We'll then at the end of this session take some live questions from the chat. We'll pick out any of the questions that really sort of stand out to us. But yeah, first, guys, would you like to give us the latest scoop in all things Ritestream?
Yeah, why don't I kick this off? Because I know inevitably a lot of people will be interested to see kind of where we're at from a product perspective, in particular the mobile app. So let's start by talking V1 of the mobile app. And I think it's important we view the app as V1, in particular because it's only one piece within the Ritestream vision. It's a significant piece, but it's just the first major component that we've kind of released and is out in the wild. And I think if we kind of take this back to the original Ritestream vision, which I want to remind everybody of, is the fact that, you know, we're very big believers that kind of good stories deserve to be told. And as our ultimate aim is to democratize the way in which TV and movies are funded and created, and really kind of give control back to the creators and unique opportunity for funders. And I think, and as an aside to that, we also want to make it as easy to use for everyone, and for everyone to kind of get involved. This is not just a project for kind of crypto evangelists. So we want to help onboard people from Web 2 to Web 3 and kind of lower the barrier to entry to make ritestream accessible for all. So I did kind of want to get that out there from the start, because I think it's really important to reiterate up front. Like, the mobile app is great that it's out there, but ultimately we're not just a streaming app. The streaming app is one key component to help us bring the entire ritestream vision to life. Anyway, slight aside. Back to the app. So, as I'm sure you're all aware, we're now live globally on Android, which is a big achievement for the project. And I have to add a big thanks to all of those in the community who helped keep tabs on where we were not live during that initial kind of first week. Not ideal, but believe it or not, we do appreciate the interaction with everybody, even if it's not always positive. It helps us to kind of keep us on our toes and give us like a really good idea as to what is actually helping out there. So with anything that we release moving forward, with like as much feedback as we can get from you guys and as much honest feedback as we can get from you guys, the better. We're not precious with this. We're all adults here. So please continue to ensure that you're... Sorry, Claire?
We're anything but precious, our team.
Yeah, I would definitely say that. And so, yeah, look, please continue to engage with us, because I think it's really important to build like a healthy, open, honest community where people can kind of express themselves as they want to. So Android app is out there globally. Cool. Inevitable next question, which I've seen a million times, where are we at with iOS? So right now we are in continued conversation with Apple in relation to getting the iOS listing approval. As I think I mentioned in the Telegram chat a while back, it is more difficult to get listed on Apple. They are more stringent with what goes onto their store, as is their prerogative. I think a positive at the moment for us is the kind of the level of requests for change and amends appear to be getting smaller, and the speed in which we're receiving a response seems to be getting quicker. Which makes me believe we're very close, and we should have it in the hands of iOS testers very, very soon. So I think like once we've got them both up and out, clearly Claire can then kind of touch on how we're going to ensure that we kind of drive up our overall install base. From a product perspective, like clearly we're not resting on our laurels, and we don't end there. And what we want to do is be able to kind of, I guess, move with the app into a state of continuous improvement. And so throughout Q4, there are a few things that we want to be able to address within the app, notably universal subtitles across all of the titles within the library. We want to enhance the aesthetic for sign up and the user profile. I think there's some design work and kind of UX UI work that we need to do to make it, I guess, like a more like pleasurable experience for people downloading the app, again, across both versions. We want to optimize the onboarding and the level of support that we provide to users. Again, and I think I saw this pop up in one of the Telegram chats. It's, like, how are we going to ensure that people who don't necessarily have a clue what crypto is, don't know what a wallet or a seed phrase is, that we kind of hold their hand as best as possible through that entire process. And then obviously, as we start to build up more and more reviews from the community and users of the app, we want to find interesting ways to kind of integrate our reviews into the app itself. So quite a lot going on with the app. Now, as I kind of touched on there, we, alongside updating the look, feel, and usability of the app, we're also very keen to give all of the major collateral surrounding ritestream and the token a bit of a facelift, to one which kind of far better represents the quality and vision of the project and the overall personality of all of those involved. So not only will we look to try to get everything out and update the app experience, within the next couple of months, we will also be looking to update the ritestream.io website, update the ritestream white paper and the project roadmap, and update any supporting elements surrounding the token and community channels. So the way that I want it to look, obviously in my head, I've got like a really clear vision as to how I want these to look. As somebody who can't do any design or coding work, I need other people to bring that to life. But I think there's a really good opportunity for us to raise the overall value and perception of the project, and we can start that with some of our own collateral, which I guess is kind of almost like the customer facing elements of ritestream and its token. A feature I wanted to touch on briefly is in relation to the new site build relates to payments. So now at present, if you want to get your hands on some Rite, you have to go to one of our exchange partners. Now this option will still remain, and you'll be pleased to hear we are obviously speaking to many more exchanges to get Rite listed on there, and we will update you accordingly as to progress on that. But as I kind of alluded to earlier, we're really keen to make ritestreamers universally available both in and outside of the crypto community. So we have partnered with leading global Web3 off-ramp solution provider Banksa to make it possible for people to buy Rite directly with their credit cards. And I'm pleased to announce that this service is now live on banksa.com for anyone to use. You can feel free to go check it out for yourself. If you go onto the homepage, you will then get a list of tokens that you can purchase via credit cards. You will see that Rite is now on there alongside some other lesser known tokens, Ethereum, Binance, etc., etc. The aim is for us to fully integrate the service into the new version of ritestream.io. So when you go to the site, you will have a nice integrated way to purchase and get your hands on Rite. Clearly, however, we will be doing marketing bits and pieces to tell the community and the world that this is also available via Banksa. So that's kind of a big positive. Separately to this, we will also be implementing integrated staking into the new site. Plenty more information on that will come, but ultimately we want to get to the point where we've got the site, it's looking great, you can purchase Rite, you can stake Rite, there's more flexibility and utility for the token. Speaking of staking, a couple of things I wanted to pull out. I know Chi-Chi, one of our mods, they mentioned this to me, that there was a couple of questions in relation to the 90-day staking, which is now expired. The best bet for anybody who has any questions around that, and the quickest way to get a response, is to directly speak to the Alliance Block team, because obviously we do this in association with Alliance Block. So if you go along to the ritestream.defiterm.io website, staking website, and click on tech support, which sits in the bottom right. If you fill in the details, share some information, that will create a support ticket, which will then go through to their customer service teams, who'll be able to provide you and hopefully get your issue resolved ASAP. The other thing, just quickly on staking, is that we will be launching a new staking or liquidity mining campaigns next week, so please kind of keep them peeled. And so obviously covered quite a bit. Separately, there are kind of three key components as a product, and I guess as a project as a whole, we'll be focusing on to progress further and to deliver elements of throughout 2022. So first off, I guess the two major components to complete the ritestream ecosystem, which is our own NFT marketplace, which is where users can purchase exclusive NFTs from our IP partners utilizing Rite. And of course, our launch pads, where content creators can bring their TV and movie ideas to life using funding from the ritestream community. Like, alongside the app, they're the three kind of core components that is going to mean that ritestream will have like this effective ecosystem for people to watch content, fund content, bring their projects to life, purchase digital assets related to, I guess, that more independent focused IPs. And so we want to get them in place and certainly see some progress on there moving forward. However, prior to that, we will also be launching our very first utility-based NFT collection, which aims to fund our very first Ritestream original TV shows, Crypto Nights. So we've obviously talked quite a lot about this previously. There's more information on the Ritestream website. For those who aren't aware as to what Crypto Nights is, it's essentially a Shark Tank for crypto projects who are looking for funding, exposure, leverage into the industry. They will essentially put forward their ideas to a panel of crypto entrepreneurs to be in with a chance to win 250,000, along with a guaranteed launch pad and all of the other good stuff. This will be turned into a TV series, which will be filmed in the near future. You can find more information on the show, like I said, on the website, and also put projects forward to appear on the program right now. But as I mentioned, we're launching an NFT collection in the very near future. I am personally really excited about this as somebody who spends way too much of his own hard-earned cash on NFTs. I say spend. So sometimes it's just wasting money, to be honest with you. But I like the pretty pictures.
I went through a phase like a year ago, like buying one every week. I got like overexcited. I haven't bought some in a while, actually.
You know, it's like the problem is, like, even if you take like a couple of weeks off, I'm like, I keep going back to it, and I'm like, yes, this picture, yeah, this looks like it's definitely going to be like 10x in like a week, and inevitably it isn't. Or inevitably, I'm kind of like, you know how they say, and they built like those smart contracts where like if Steve Aoki buys an NFT, like it drops the price. So people are now apparently building into their smart contracts for the NFTs. If he purchases it, or like it blocks him from purchasing it or something. I think they should do the same with my wallet, because it's a bit of a shambles. But look, I'm really excited about this, and we're going to be sharing further details and kind of sneak peeks of the NFTs themselves over the next kind of 3 weeks, I'm going to say. And from what I've seen so far, it's looking real good.
Put a timeline on it.
Pardon? I put a time on it. I did say a date, so I automatically regret that. But it's coming soon. So yeah, that's product, Kenny.
There we go. Well, thank you so much, Jamie. You gave us a lot of info, a big update, lots of improvements. Really, you spoiled us here with the deep.
I aim to please. I never do, but I aim to.
We aim to. That's the important thing. The part is that your heart's in it.
Well, my cat's
we also got pets here. Yeah, Claire has a cat.
Kenny is his dog.
Yeah, I've got a dog, Benson. He might get triggered and bark at any point during the stream. So if you hear some barking noise, it's my pug, and he's a chatter.
Benson.
Yeah.
Okay, marketing. Okay, so obviously we've said before that our whole content strategy is to target independent, undiscovered content, films and TV shows. A lot of which is award winning. So it's like really cool stuff. And every single month we have a different theme for content. So Halloween, it's like different thrillers, etc. So around that, we're going to be launching our movie club. It should be starting next week, actually. So we're going to have a movie night every single week where we watch a chosen film together, where we can, watch to earn together and have a bit of fun. We did kind of toy with the idea of watching like a really terrible film on the app, because it would just be funny, like a really bad thriller. Normally there's some really bad thrillers for Halloween. And that would tie in quite nicely to our weekly competitions that we're doing. So we're going to be doing Meme the Movie. And obviously if it's like a really bad movie, it'll be a bit funnier doing the memes. But I think for now we'll concentrate on not bad content, and we'll work up to that as a bit of fun. But so our movie nights will be tie in with the themes for the month. We're going to be doing it every single week, and will tie in weekly competitions where you can earn some rite. So whoever does the best meme will win some rite that week. So that's the movie nights, that's the competitions. We also have a lot of good campaigns coming up. So we obviously just launched our app. So we have our ad campaigns and we have our influencer campaigns, and that'll be kind of ongoing. Our next big thing is crypto nights. So we're doing a lot around crypto nights. We're obviously partnering with a lot of projects who are going through to the show. We're aiming to work with around 140 projects. About 40 of them will probably make it through to the show. But we're going to be doing marketing activity with every single project that applies to the show. We're going to be doing AMAs. We want the community's involvement, their opinions on the projects, who they think is going to win. So a lot of cool stuff happening. As Jamie touched upon, we're launching NFTs around crypto nights. So we're going to be launching our campaigns around the NFTs. There's going to be a lot of anticipation we're building around the NFTs. How many do we have, Jamie? 12,000?
That's TBD, Claire. You're leaking secrets early.
Sorry,
it's in that region.
Okay. So, yeah. Anyway, we're doing really cool campaigns around the NFTs. We're working with influencers. and lots of exciting stuff happening there. And obviously, we have a lot of cool announcements around Crypto Nights in terms of the nights we're choosing. As Jamie mentioned, it's like a Shark Tank for crypto. So we obviously have a panel of judges who will be investing into the projects. So we have our announcements of the nights coming up. We hopefully should be announcing some pretty soon. And if you have any you want to recommend for the show, who you think would be amazing night, then please let us know. We are always on the lookout for some really good people, whether it's crypto related or not, or someone just in the film industry or whatever. So we would love the community's opinion on that. So yeah, that's pretty much a overview of what we're doing marketing wise. Thank
you, Claire. Brilliant. There's a lot to look forward to, both product and marketing. There's a lot of exciting developments.
I can tell you're excited, Kenny.
I am. You're grinning like this. It's a good sign. Yeah, you can tell. Rightio. So what we'll do now is after posting the AMA announcement, we tried to collect some questions from the community. We're gonna go and ask the team now, right here, and then at the end, like I said, we will open up to live chat questions. But for now, we're going to the ones that were collected before that you guys submitted to us. So the first question that we have here today is, how does the content team work? Selection process criteria. Will there be a possibility in the future that content can be voted by the community?
So I've seen this question, and I really like the idea of almost like a DAO community voted way for us to curate content to go on the app. Like, I like that. Clearly, there's a massive difference between me saying I like it and us actually delivering that, because a lot of work needs to go into it. But I think that's a really cool idea. As for how the content team works, the selection process, etc., I don't want to steal Claire's thunder, but what we will be doing is over the next couple of weeks, running an AMA with our content team who've got just bags of experience working for the likes of kind of Disney, fashion TV, etc., and also they're fun people. So I think they'll make for an engaging AMA, and they'll be able to give a little bit of insight in terms of how the
rogue AMA.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It could go anywhere. So I definitely want to be part. Of that. But look, ultimately, they're going to be in a really good place to answer a lot more questions around the selection process. Who we work with, how we choose them, what the plans are for moving forward. Personally, as someone who's looking after the product side of things, I really like that kind of down mechanic, and I think it's something that we need to consider moving forward. And no, I'm not giving a timeline as to when that's going to be done.
Never reveal.
It'd be super interesting because, I mean, ultimately, that's what you want. You want to say in the kind of content that you can watch. Like the amount of times I'm on Netflix and I can't find anything to watch, and it'll be amazing if I could make a suggestion to them.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Right? I mean, you spend as much time looking for content as you do watching 100%. The content half the time. Yeah. I know that sounds like a bit of a cliche, which is why, actually, to be honest, I probably watch more YouTube than anything else. Should have mentioned that in the start, going on a complete tangent here, but yeah. Either way, nice idea. Whoever that came from, good idea. Like it.
And it'll be really cool to ask Eddie and Nat about how that would work, because they'll cover it in their AMA, but there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes of how they actually get content for the app. So it'd be interesting to get their opinion on how DAO would work with, content.
Yeah.
It'd be very interesting. It will be great when we get them live on the AMA. You guys can fire your questions at them. They'll talk about all things content with you guys. Right. Thank you. So next question will be, apart from the app for Android and eventually iOS, are we going to have a web browser viewer or a web app or TV smart app?
I think I'm going to steal what Claire said in the run-up to when we were discussing this prior to going live. It was a positive thing, Claire. It was a good thing in terms of ultimately we need to make sure that the content is, and the way that people consume content leads what we build. So there's no point us going, right, we're going to build a smart TV app. Yeah, I'm taking credit for it now, buddy. So we're creating a smart TV app and nobody really wants to watch it anymore. So I think like ultimately going back to what I mentioned prior to us jumping on the AMA, like let's get the Android version out, let's get the Apple version out and make sure that they're running effectively. We're building our user base. People are starting to purchase Rite, use Rite, blah, 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 blah. And then we'll look to explore how we get Rite on other platforms. But I guess like ultimately from our perspective, particularly like we want it to be as readily available, rather like going back to the point about talking about the kind of being able to purchase with your credit card. We want it to be readily available and easily accessible for everybody, however they want to digest content. So yeah, I think like we'll explore all of the options. We'll choose the options based on like consumer trends. But I'm going to put a big caveat against that and just go, I want both of the app versions to be singing properly first, because I think that's more important right now.
Priority.
Yeah, you definitely have to think about people's habits and how they like to consume content, and we need to fit into that. But then you also have to remember we're a super startup that have been going not even a year. So we need to walk before we can run. So I think it was definitely in the long-term vision, but definitely not yet.
I think it's sorting out the fundamentals and getting everything 110% right, and then
correct
explosion.
Yeah.
All right. So this one is actually direct to you, Claire. Hello, Claire.
This is very direct.
Very direct. Hello, Claire. Did ritestream apply for Binance Labs incubation program?
I feel like I'm being checked up upon.
Please do go on.
You do it? No, we have not done that yet, but we definitely plan on doing so. But we haven't done it yet. But yeah, it's on the list of things to do, guys. Believe me.
Brilliant. All right. How can I buy Rite token?
However you want. Well, as of this week, with your credit card using Bankster.com.
Yeah.
If not, at this point in time, Rite is available on a number of exchanges. So there's Gate.io, PancakeSwap, Bitmart, Mexi, and Bitforex. So we have the exchanges where it's available. We also now have the ability to purchase directly using our partner Bankster, which will at some point in the very near future be available on the ritestream website. And then it's also, again, kind of reiterating what I alluded to earlier. There are a number of exchanges that we work with currently. Clearly, we want to have as much exposure for the token as possible. And so we are speaking with other exchanges to get theirs, see how we can get Rite listed on their sites also.
Brilliant. Well, let's see here. We have, what marketing initiatives are ritestream doing to ensure the success of the app and Rite token?
Okay, so as we said before, we're doing a lot of influencer campaigns, and we're also working on building out the partnerships that we have. Obviously, to lift token price, it's kind of difficult in this kind of market. But typically, what you need to focus on is partnerships, brands, IPs, influencers, that kind of thing. And also, obviously, building out a really great community that are going to shout about your project. But yeah, that's the kind of long-term thinking. And really, eventually, when we have the launch pad and we're working with filmmakers, I would really love to partner with big IPs like Starbucks and Canon, and thinking more along the lines of filmmakers and what filmmakers go to Starbucks to write their screenplays. So I'd love to do a collaboration with Starbucks. So that's the kind of like long-term thinking and the big IP thinking. But for now, yeah, definitely just building out project partnerships for crypto nights and working with different influencers for our NFTs and app launch.
I think it's probably worth reiterating also, because I know like marketing does come up a lot. And as someone who has worked in marketing previously, I know, I understand. I've been on Claire's side of the fence. Like, there's a responsibility that we have as a project to ensure that what we do effectively. And I think we would always take that approach. Like, we're not just going to start sponsoring, football stadiums. It's going to be about understanding what works and how we can effectively, responsibly grow the awareness of the app and when to do it, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I do think that's worth kind of pointing out, because ultimately this is like a long-term project. with some really experienced heads, like part of it that are driving this. This isn't just a quick, we'll try to capitalize and make as much money as possible. Like, that's not what we're here for. Like, ultimately the vision is about fundamentally kind of changing the way that people fund TV and film content, and that's a massive thing to do. So I would always kind of point out that everything we're doing right now is like, we're very much in the embryonic stages of the organization. And so it's all about like trying to build organic, sustainable growth for ritestream as a project, because we've got so much that we need to do and we plan to do over the next few years and beyond. Fantastic.
So yeah, like,
oh, that's the partners. All right. Yeah, what influence, Claire?
Not good enough, guys. Not good enough. Yeah, keep going.
What influences partners are taking part in ritestream going forward?
So obviously right now, because we've launched our streaming section of the app and we're launching our NFTs, the influencers are definitely focusing on crypto and NFT space. But as we grow and we launch different bits, we're going to be working with different influencers in the film industry. So it's definitely going to evolve from crypto to more like mainstream. So yeah, that's an overview.
Brilliant. We have another question here. If there are long TV series, is there going to be a monthly or yearly plan, like a plain plan with like unlimited movies, etc., that everyone can watch?
So I think this is a good idea, and it's very much in line with some of the conversations that we've been having internally. Like, ultimately, ritestream at the moment has that kind of almost like a pay-as-you-go mechanic, right? And I think from our point of view and where our head's at, we want to try to explore different options and see what works best. So, for example, we could say, well, there's a staking mechanic that builds into the availability to watch content, and then it's all available. Or you have to hold X amount in your wallet to be able to access content, and it's all available. So I kind of think there are definitely options for us to explore exactly this, because ultimately we need, it's all well and good having an app with content on, but we need to make it as accessible, not just in terms of so people can view it, but so that people actually see the value in the investment that they're making, because obviously it's everybody's personal cash that they're putting into this. So yeah, it's definitely something that we're looking at, and I would say kind of watch this space. From a personal perspective, I want it to be different. So yeah, there will be something different at some point, and we're exploring it.
Perfect. Right. So how can we, the community, get involved? Like, how can we get involved with ritestream?
Sorry, there's someone at my door that's distracting me.
It's a member of the community.
Conversations in the background
coming in.
Oh, okay. Okay. As we said before, we're going to be doing our movie nights, weekly AMAs, and competitions. And obviously, the more our community can get involved and spread the good word, the better. So we really want you guys advocating for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I would also kind of add to that. It's like, we actually like want to build a community that people want to be part of, right? So it's about like having the right, I don't even know how to best put it, but I've seen like communities where it's like there's almost like a head of vibes or something like that. Like, it needs a positive experience for when people join, and that's something we're really kind of conscious of, hence bringing in Kenny, which obviously we regret immediately. But
biggest
like
mistake.
it's about like almost like community getting involved. Like, yeah, you can go out there and talk to X, Y, and Z, but it's almost like we need all to work together to build something that people actually genuinely want to be part of, right? And people want to be part of things that are cool. People want to be part of things that have good vibes. Like, that's the long and short of it. So I would always, all of us, and we're all responsible for this, I think that's how we can all get involved. Like,
yeah, and
create
it's like
something that you want to be part of yourself and bring positivity, I would say.
And we have to remember, this is the entertainment industry, so everything we do has to be entertaining, especially in the community. It's fun stuff. We're in the kind of movie business, so we're for content makers and content lovers, so it has to be fun.
Absolutely. Yeah, spot on. I think that's what it's about. Right, let's jump to the next, shall we? Are we considering VR viewing in our future content?
Okay, so not necessarily on the ritestream platform itself. However, we are actually already partnered with a few different metaverse projects like Planet Theta, who do the date nights in the metaverse, and that's with VR. We're actually doing their cinema. So yeah, not ourselves, but definitely through partner projects.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and actually, like that is again like something. It's genuinely super interesting to see how we can integrate ritestream into metaverses. If you go into a metaverse and then you've got a cinema with ritestream in it, it's a really interesting concept. And again, like all of this stuff is super new, and people are kind of almost like feeling their way a bit. But we definitely, like Claire said, we've got partnerships in place, and we just need to figure out how to kind of best explore them. I think it's going to be super. I think it's going to be super fun, and it gives me an excuse to use my Oculus, because right now it's just basic. I say my Oculus is my daughter's Oculus, but right now it's just gathering dust. So that will give me something to do with it.
Dust it off and take a trip to
with Planet Theta, they have different cities, so our content is going to be tailored for every city in their metaverse. So there's some cool stuff happening with that.
So you hear it here, guys. Ritestream Cinema coming to the metaverse near you.
I like it, Kenny.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do it. So like, I'll be the ticket guy. I'll be in the metaverse, like
the guy serving up the popcorn, the digital popcorn.
With the flashlight.
Yeah, like with the flashlight. Please come with me. Let me take you to your seat. That's how
that's an NFT waiting to happen.
Oh yeah.
The NFT. No, Benson needs to be an NFT. His dog.
Oh yeah, we need to. Yeah, he's going to be a big part of Ritestream going forward in the future. I'm sure. Is
he?
Oh yeah. I'll make sure of it. It'll be a Benson in every metaverse, and he's going to be your friend that you can take with you, and he'll eat the popcorn with you. He loves popcorn.
All right, cool. Have you got a delivery date for that?
Oh, you don't want to disclose any dates right now. But it's coming one of these days. Right. So I was going to say, are there any sneak peeks you can share with us? I don't know if we could sneak things or.
Well, like ultimately, I would say the first place that we would go to look to actually get feedback externally to the Ritestream team is the community. So the community tested the app. The community will test the iOS app. The community will get sneak peeks of the new website. The community will get sneak peeks of the white paper. The community will see the NFTs before anybody else. So ultimately, just by being part of the project and keeping up to date on the socials, you're going to be able to get a sneak peek of everything. So you kind of already are. It's on us probably to share more on a regular basis. And I think like ultimately having these sessions more regularly, which is another reason why we brought kind of Kenny in to really kind of own this and drive this forward for us, it almost kind of forces our hand a bit more to share stuff, right? So
for sure,
you kind of already are if you're part of the community. And I guess our commitment to you would be that we plan to do more of it.
I'm the one that comes in and prods them with a fork.
Basically, yeah.
Come on, guys.
And it's annoying because he lives in London, so do I. So I can't even just like mute him completely.
No,
He'll find me. He'll hunt me down.
Find him. I can find him and get the pointiest fork to prod him. Claire's safe, but
Claire's well safe.
Too far away.
She's across the world from me, so she's safe. Right. So thank you, guys. If it's all right with everyone here, we could take some questions from the chat. So yeah, we good? Want to go?
Are you talking to me?
I'm talking to everyone here.
Brilliant, oh, mate. I'm pumped. I'm pumped, Kenny.
Yeah. All right. We'll give it a bit of time. I did see people write questions earlier.
I saw a couple of questions come in already.
But if you guys haven't already, go and write a comment, a question in the chat, and we'll we'll answer it right here, right now for you.
Someone said merhaba from Turkey.
Oh, welcome.
Nastassin. There we go.
Here we are. All right, so I'm going to go and let's see if there's any ones that someone sent earlier that was
Someone saying Netflix content getting worse and worse. Not a question, a statement. One I agree with.
Diversity in your content. That's one for the content team in their AMA.
Here we go. So yeah, this is one here by apologies if I butcher your name, Chimiobi. Will there be region diversity in your content, not just European movies or series, but also Korean, Indian, diverse content? If there aren't now, are there plans on adding those?
Yes, there will be. I mean, I'm pretty certain in saying that. If you look at the library of content and some of the content partners and reach that we have a number of partners in India, Africa, and ultimately what we want to try to do is bring, and I think it's really in keeping with Web3 as well, right? Like it's a truly global kind of platform. Look at everybody here. And so we want the content to reflect that. And so, yes, it's not just going to be European movies or series. Ideally, it will be as diverse as possible.
Yeah, as diverse as our team and our community. It has to. We want to reflect all of that, don't we? So
completely. Yeah. And ultimately, look, anime always crops up as one. As I know, it's an obvious one, but like most people I know will also prefer to watch anime than anything else, right? But we're here in Europe, London, so I kind of feel like the way that people are becoming more and more accustomed to global content, and I think that has to be reflected in any effective streaming service.
Yeah, it sounds like what you're saying here. Anime, it's a big one.
Yeah, absolutely.
And actually, again, this was once from Chibi herself. She just wrote here, are we going to have some other categories like fitness, yoga, meditation, cooking programs so we can move and not only watch? We're going to have a nice fitness push.
Good question.
It's nice. That's a nice idea. I'm kind of thinking of the app Stepping as well, right? Can we do a bit of like, yeah. I think you probably would find some of that content already on there, Chibi, to be honest.
It's some content for sure.
Yeah, there is some of that. Yeah, there's some of that stuff on there. Maybe this is a good point actually, and whether or not we're actually signposting that well enough. Maybe we're not, and maybe hence why you're asking the question. So again, I'll probably go like broad, global, high quality, independent. And yeah, chucking a bit of yoga as well.
Harrison just said adding in a step counter. You could tie it into like watching films and keeping healthy. Walking while you're watching a film.
Well, I mean that's why that Stepping app is great, right? I mean it's great. Step to earn, mate. Yeah, there you go. Already been done, mate. Unfortunately. So
two of them.
I know too many people who got too much rewards for just like walking up and down the road. So I'm a little bit better about that one.
It's cool because they do these community meetups where they like move to earn together. And it would be amazing if we like partnered with them and then we went for like a movie night after where you could like watch to earn a rite stream. That would be super cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all right. I mean, I'm more in favor of watching rather than running around, Claire, but never mind.
We have to do it like an in-person like streaming meetup at some point. Like we have to get like a community invite of like we'll pick a location, we'll meet up, we'll go and watch a film together.
Okay. Yeah, and then let's go get a burger and watch a film.
Yeah, get burgers, popcorn. We'll rent a popcorn machine thing, and we'll just like
What we need a partnership with Step App or Steppen and like Deliveroo, and just like combine all three.
Right, fine, job done.
Perfect.
Right, if you can outline that in the next AMA, please, Claire.
Yeah.
Right move.
Right move. Yeah. No move.
All right, so this one here.
Will you do activities that will activate and expand the community and reward community members? Yes.
Well, the main thing right now is our movie night, and then we're obviously tying in the competitions and the giveaways to that movie night. So that's the main thing we have going on now. And we were thinking for a while about what kind of competitions to do in the community, and something like a movie night is just super obvious. I mean, we're not just a streaming app, but the streaming app is out now, and it's for people that love to watch movies together. So it makes sense to do a movie club and a movie night, and it makes sense to tie in the competitions and giveaways to that. So yeah, that's what we're focusing on at the moment.
Yeah, I love that, and I love what you were talking about earlier, Claire. Kind of like like doing memes and stuff like that around some of the content. I think it could be really interesting, and then obviously people get the ability to earn rewards through creating like entertaining content. Like I think we should we should always go back to the fact that nobody wants to watch something boring, and or you might do for a laugh, unless it's it's so bad it's so good territory, but ultimately that still is a form of entertainment. And so I think the way that the reward should be, like, we should try to factor that into everything that we do moving forward. But
I think, sorry to interrupt, but
that's all right.
Possibility of like we could do a mobile short film competition, so make a short film. You can either do it by messing with our hearts and getting us tear jerked, or you can make something funny. It's a short film.
I can tell you what,
anything.
Claire, that will never work with Claire. You and me, maybe, Kelly, but
why? Tear jerk.
We'll make it passionate. It doesn't need to be long, like a 5-minute or 3-minute like video, like to entertain us, or it's funny.
I like that idea.
Yeah, and like these things will all become a lot more. It will all start to be easier to do a lot of these things, like once everything starts to come together. Because obviously we'll have a launch pad where people can actually get their projects funded, and I think there's kind of ways that we can tie the community activity into the launch pad, and so there's a whole kind of host of things that we can do once we've kind of pieced everything together. But yeah, of course, we are kind of conscious that we need to reward community members for being part of the project and creating the community that we believe that this project should have. Absolutely.
Gonna take can we do a couple more? Are you guys okay to do a couple more, or are we? That's all good. So are there any projects or studios you'd like to work with in the future for a film series or project on Ritestream? If you had to, I guess maybe if you could pick anyone, like any project or studio you'd like to work with, I mean, who would we go for? I mean, I would personally anything to do with I'm just going to talk like Alien or Blade Runner, like anything to do with those two, away, because I'm obsessed with them. But from a studio side, like is it A24? A24. I would always go back to them, like the way that their movies are just beautifully shot, they're very aesthetically pleasing, weird. So yeah, they would be good. But I guess ultimately what I would really like is just for somebody who's completely unknown to get their project funded on Ritestream and then go and win a major award. Like in terms of when we talk about things internally, we always go back to that's regardless of anything else, #1 on the App Store, anything like that. Ultimately it's we want a project that comes from Ritestream to get major recognition. Cool. Either that or Aliens. Either that or Aliens. So this one here is by Jack. How often will films, TV series be updated on the platform? I think it's weekly.
Well, they're constantly being updated. But again, we have monthly content themes. Yeah, so it's going to be, for Pride Month, we'll have LGBTQ. For Halloween, we'll have thrillers. There's going to be literally a different theme every single month to keep it fresh. And so yeah, but titles are being added all the time, and we're going to be filling you guys in on what's being added as we go. So yeah, we'll keep you guys in the loop with the new titles. Okay. This one I think was mentioned earlier. I know what Jamie's laughing at. All right, just so everyone's aware. We already knew. She knows. All right, so Eduardo says, will the movies have other languages and subtitles? I guess subs we talked about earlier, and we do know that we need to bring subtitles right across the board. Dubs, don't know. That's something we need to kind of explore
further. Again, going back to the whole point, you know, in a utopian vision, we'd have everything available to everybody. It's for everybody to consume. I would always go back to that. Like, we want that. We obviously need to do things to make that a reality.
Perfect.
Shout out to Love.
You have a fan.
Thank you, caller.
Beautiful. All right. I think that will do, right? I think we're up to about 15 minutes. And someone's at the door.
Is
And
here.
there's something getting triggered. There we go. I think we'll end it there.
Yeah.
Maybe we can give a guest appearance of the man himself.
Yes, Benson.
There we go.
I thought he was going to his. I thought he was going back to his robot.
We can't do an AMA without Benson. We have to finish every AMA with this guy.
So this is Benson, everyone, and he's the bestest boy that there is.
That is an NFT. Someone screen grab this, please.
Yeah. I have to do like one of those 3D models, like scan him in 3D, and then like
yeah.
And guys, I'm getting a puppy this weekend, so my puppy can be on the next AMA.
Next AMA, we're getting another. It's going to be
versus Dashend.
No, damn, man, I'm going to feel so left out.
Menagerie of animals. All right, so guys, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks everyone, appreciate it
for taking the time to watch this with us. We appreciate it. Yeah, great questions. We'll be back soon next week. We'll stay tuned on our socials, and if there's anything else that you want us to know about or any other questions or whatever, you can leave a comment as well after the AMA is over. Right, so thank you, everyone.
Thanks all. Take care. Thank you.
Take care. Have a lovely weekend, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi.